Firstly, there's a carry bag. The unit slips in here and it can be used on your side, over your shoulder, using the straps. So using the clips, place that over the deep clamps, and you can hold that over your shoulder like so, like a purse. This is the nasal cannula. The kit contains 10 of these nasal cannulas. Usually they're worn by placing the prongs up your nose and go straight over the back of your head using your ears to position them, or there, so you can position it. Also, we have 2 of the 8-cell batteries. The kit comes standard with 2 of these batteries. Each of these batteries will give you up to 5 hours of continuous use at a setting of 1 litre per minute pulse dose flow rate. This is the unit itself, the Kingon P2 oxygen concentrator device. When you want to insert the battery, there's a little slide so you can position it and then wait until it clicks. To remove the battery is very easy. Push down on the release catch and then slide it off. Lift it away. Next we have the car charger or DC charger. This has a long cable so you can use the car charger from the back seat of a vehicle while it's charging into the front cigarette lighter socket. It's very easy to be able to reach into the back seat. The unit will actually charge when it's connected to the car charger. If it has a battery inserted, it will also run on a car charger even with no battery inserted. Next is the AC adapter. This is for charging your Kingon P2 batteries from the standard mains power points. It comes with the cable to the power point not connected, so make sure that this is plugged in and pushed in fully. This will connect to the same point onto the Kingon P2 oxygen concentrator as the car charger, DC charger. The Kingon batteries can be charged when it's connected to the mains plug pack, and also it will run even with the battery not connected. So if there's no battery connected to the Kingon oxygen concentrator, you've got it plugged into your power point, it'll still operate. This is the external battery charger. So the external battery charger allows you to plug in a battery from the Kingon P2 and charge it very quickly. It uses the same charging plug packs as the device itself. So instead of plugging it into the oxygen concentrator, you just plug this into the base of the external battery charger. It has 5 lights on top here. Each one of these lights indicates 20% charge. So when you connect a battery, it'll determine the condition of the battery and charge it up to 100% if required. It's also the fastest way to charge the Kingon batteries. These battery chargers are included free as part of the Kingon P2 package. Open the bag. Make sure you have the hole that is used to connect your power adapters lining up with the power adapter port on the device. Slide that in with the screen going towards the clear plastic, and it's a tight fit so the machine doesn't move too much in the bag. Then pull up the zip. And then pull the zip around. Once the Kingon P2 oxygen concentrator has been placed in the bag, you'll notice you've got good access to all the buttons, the display panel so you can see the status, the port connector, and also where you can connect the power cable for your mains adapters and car adapter. You can carry it around in a single hand, or you can use it over your shoulder using the strap. There's also a place here if you have a name card, you can put your details. Once your oxygen concentrator is placed inside the carry bag, you're ready to go. So first thing to do is to put on your nasal cannula. Connect the nasal cannula hose to the barb fitting on the oxygen concentrator hold your hand behind the oxygen concentrator so you can push against it and it doesn't move when you're pushing the hose onto the barb. Once your nasal cannula is attached, it's just a matter of turning the device on by pressing and holding the on button. So these devices, like all oxygen concentrators, will start by warming up its oxygen sieve, its filter. They don't start to produce the maximum amount of oxygen until they've been running for at least 10 minutes and that sieve has warmed up to around 30-40 degrees. To turn the device off, you just press and hold the on-off button. The Kingon P2 oxygen concentrator is one of the lightest and easiest to carry devices for supplying pulse dose oxygen available now in Australia. They are very popular units. They're selling currently around 20,000 units per month in the United States. To use the device is very, very easy. Once you've got your nasal cannula connected, to turn the machine on, you press and hold the on button, one button. The device will beep and then it'll start its preheating sequence. So as soon as it's turned on, you'll hear the fan start to ramp up. It will not reach its maximum settings for at least 2 minutes, and then at 10 minutes it will be able to produce the maximum level of oxygen, which is 90% plus 6 minus 3. So that's between 87 and 96% oxygen. The way these devices operate is they have a built-in filter that removes the nitrogen from the surrounding air. So with oxygen being around 21% of your surrounding air, this machine is able to effectively increase that level that you're going to be breathing to up to 96%. To change the settings on the device, it's very easy. You've only got 2 buttons. So you can increase this from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Settings 1 to 5. These numbers are roughly equivalent to the flow rate. So if you're on setting number 5, you can hear the machine increasing its speed now. That's going to be supplying the equivalent of 5 litres per minute oxygen flow. These devices can provide from 100 ml to 1,000 ml, 1 litre of oxygen within 1 minute. This little blue light here will indicate that it's actually supplying oxygen through the nasal cannula. It will supply oxygen every 5 seconds. That's 20 times per minute, even if it doesn't detect you breathing or inhaling through the nasal cannula. So if you are continually breathing easily through the nasal cannula, this will detect that breath. The blue light will illuminate and it will give you a visual display that it's supplying oxygen. The orange light here is indicating that it can't detect my breath. I haven't got the nasal cannula currently connected, so as a consequence, it's giving us a display to indicate that. The little speaker symbol on this button allows you to silence or activate an alarm beep. Most people find that it's more convenient to turn this button off because the machine will always alert you with its visual settings if there's any issues. The settings button here, which is the cog, displays everything from how long the device has been running in total, how long the filter, the oxygen sieve, sometimes called a molecular sieve or oxygen filter, has been used for. The oxygen filter should be changed between 18 months to 2 years, and that's like every other portable oxygen concentrator on the market. It's a very easy process and something that can be done in-house with very little instruction. To turn the device off, just press and hold the on-off button and it will go into shutdown mode. When the machine's turned on, there's a display that indicates the current battery charge. So you've got a little green bar that shows you segmentations of the battery. This battery is showing at 80% charge. When it's been running for about 2 minutes, it will actually display the time available on this battery. So it'll give a countdown that equates to so many hours, so many minutes, based on the current flow rate setting. If we increase the flow rate setting, then the pump will increase its speed, and as a consequence, you'll find that the battery will be reducing the amount of time it will have available before it will need to be charged. When the Kingon is turned on and connected to power, the battery indicator will display how long it takes before that battery level reaches 100% charge. So it's changed from showing how much battery remains, how much power remains in the battery, to how long the battery will last on its current power setting. Each battery, when it's being connected to mains power, will fully charge in about 4 hours. If a battery is charged using the external battery charger, that will be about 3.5 hours. The external battery charger is the fastest way to charge the external batteries. The Kingon P2 has CE certification, FDA approval, and also TGA approval for a sale in Australia. It has FAA approval for flights. Any FAA approved airline will recognise that, including CASA approved airlines in Australia. If you're flying with any device like an oxygen concentrator, it is mandatory that you notify the airline that you're bringing the unit on board. They normally have their own forms that you need to complete before you enter onto the plane. This is something we can help you with. It's very easy to keep your Kingon P2 clean. All you need to do is wipe it over with a damp, soapy cloth. You don't use any chemicals, don't use bleach, just a soapy cloth that will remove any dirt, dust, fingerprints that may appear on the screen. Not too wet, just a bit damp. Also, for maintenance, there is a little filter behind here. There's a small screw that should be undone, the screw removed. Lift up this little catch that's on top of the screw. This filter with the mesh can be easily removed, and then you just run it under a tap. So you pat it down just so it's dry with a dishcloth or similar, and put it back into place. So that will just remove any dust that might build up over time. Something you may have to do on a yearly basis. Also, be aware, this is producing concentrated oxygen. You do not want to use this while you are smoking. So please keep it away from any open flames and do not smoke when using an oxygen concentrator.